Hey, there you are. I hope traffic wasn't too bad on the way over. I know Latte Leaf is a little out of the way for you, but it's usually quiet in here, and I like that. You said you might be a few minutes late, so I went ahead and bought your coffee for you. I apologize. I couldn't remember the exact order you had from last time, so I made my best guess. I know you like cinnamon, so I played it safe. This is just a plain latte, and I got it iced because I didn't want it to be cold when you got here. And also it's hot outside, so mine is also iced. No, don't worry about paying me back. It's the least I could do. So, I know we just had lunch salads a couple days ago, and we usually only do something like this maybe once a week. And then we'll watch a show or a movie a couple times a week, and that feels like an appropriate amount of time to spend with a good friend, I think. But I've been meaning to ask you something, and it's starting to really bother me. And I would have just waited, but over the last few days, it's really started weighing on me. I'm just not sure what the right thing, or the normal thing to do about this is. I mean, I know that you told me a while back, when we first became friends, to just follow my instincts on what to do, how to act. But even after all this time, I still do not really understand people. And I don't always understand why I'm feeling certain things or what to do about the feelings. You've helped me so much. I do not get stuck in my head nearly as often as I used to. Not like right now. I mean, you probably noticed, because you're really good at noticing. But I feel really stiff right now, and I think I sound kinda like how I used to, before we were friends. Before you helped me to understand better. I know it has been a while since we have had a conversation like this. And I want to say, I think it's because I really am getting better at acting like a real... sorry, that's not quite the right way to put it. I mean, I am more in touch with myself. And absolutely more in touch with other people. And I didn't think it was possible to come this far. But I just cannot express how much you've helped. And I think that's why I haven't brought this up in a while, but I wanted to ask for your help with that again. And I was hoping maybe the coffee could serve as payment. I did not mean to conceal my intentions, and if you don't want to help me anymore, I will not take the coffee back. You can keep it. Just... Wait, why are you smiling? I just asked you to do something that probably constitutes an annoyance. I did not expect you to be happy. Are you sure you don't mind? I mean, you promised not to lie to me, because I can't read your face. So you better be telling the truth. Okay, that's not what I expected you to say. Though, since I assumed you would be tired of explaining emotions to me, it's somewhat comforting to know that you think it's cute. So I guess I'll just get on with it then. I really just need to know, how do normal friends deal with wanting to hang out with each other more? I mean to say, I want to hang out with you more, not that you also feel the same way with me. I did not mean to speak for you. I'm just confused by what this feeling is, because it is not practical. I don't think. Reasonably, the answer cannot be to hang out more, right? Because we are both busy people, and I don't know if you have room in your schedule, and I don't want to push you to spend time with me that you don't really want to spend, so... Right, sorry. Don't assume other people's feelings. I always forget to keep that in mind. But do you know what I'm talking about? Like, friends usually experience this, right? After spending enough time together. I did a little cursory research online, but I realized most people just assume you already know certain things about how people act, and I got confused very quickly. I was hoping you could help me clear this up. What else am I feeling? Right, it's... Okay, so beyond just wanting to spend more time with you, I've been thinking about you a little more often, maybe a little too often, which I think is just because I've been thinking about the shows that we've been working through. Like, sometimes the characters say things that get stuck in my head because, they have silly voices, and then it makes me think about the butter popcorn we make, and then when I close my eyes, I think about sharing the popcorn with you, and then suddenly, instead of hearing the characters in the show talking, I can hear you saying the same silly lines, except you don't have a silly voice. And then it's hard to think about other things for a while. I also think that sometimes I can see you on the street when you're not really there. And it makes me smile, and I start to wave, and then I realize that it's actually somebody else, and it makes me feel a little awkward, but I try not to think about that too much, since you told me nobody else remembers embarrassing things I do. And when I try to remember embarrassing things other people have done, I can't really think of anything, so that means you're probably right? Anyway, so I've been thinking about you more, and I want to see you more. Do you think that means we're just really good friends? Or do you think the answer is something else? There's part of me that really didn't want to ask you about any of this, because it makes my heart start going fast, and I don't like when that happens usually. But it doesn't feel bad this time, like it usually does. So I thought maybe it would be okay, and maybe my heart wouldn't mind if I asked you. Oh, what else? Do you need to know more to diagnose the problem? Because the other stuff is a little embarrassing. You just want to be sure. I can definitely understand that. I also feel most comfortable when I am sure. Okay. So, things feel a little different now when we hang out than they used to when we started. I mean, because you know I'm a very logical person. One of my favorite meals is oatmeal because it's cheap and filling and has plenty of health benefits, which far exceed the benefits of many other foods I would place in the same category. And whenever I'm doing work at home, I always time my breaks and make sure to do laps around the house so I can keep my heart relatively active. And all my clothes are plain short and long sleeve t-shirts, and I make sure to pick out the right colors to match the weather so I don't overheat and I don't get too cold. Which you've told me is not very common. But I know my internal logic also gets a little weird sometimes with how I get up when the sun gets up and I go to bed when it does. And I always have to drive in the lane with the smallest vehicles, and I always make sure to have 3 unopened bottles of shampoo. And when I get rid of bugs in my apartment, I always have to take them across the street to the gardens because those things just make sense to me. It just makes sense. Even if it's weird logic, it's always been constant for me, and it's just the way that I live my life, and it's always been like this. It's never been different. But when I'm with you, I tend to stay up too late, or drink too much caffeine, and watch fun movies I'd never watched that aren't documentaries. And I actually like them, but I never feel bad about it. It never feels like I'm doing something wrong by doing these things with you. It just feels nice. It feels new. And when you get close to me sometimes, all of my thoughts just disappear. When you're talking to me, I forget what I'm saying because I'm too busy thinking about how pretty your eyes are. And then when you ask, I just tell you that I was thinking about airplanes or something, and I don't know why I lie. Sometimes when you give me hugs, it's like you stay for a little too long. And I usually hate when people touch me, right? I only hug family and close friends, and I'm always the first to pull away. So I don't understand why I feel like I could hold on to you for hours. Or just never let go. So please tell me that's like a normal friend thing, because I couldn't find any good articles about being friends. They would always start talking about something else, and then I'd get frustrated. So I'm really worried there's something wrong with me. You think that I have a crush on you? You mean like the soda? I've read about the effects of overconsumption of sugar, but I'm not sure that the symptoms line up very well. Romantic feelings. I'm not capable of that. Well, yeah, like, I've heard love songs, but they all sounded so irrational, and the romance movies that we watch, they just don't really make that much sense to me. It doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, but there's just no way that's what I'm feeling. A test? Wait, so there's this method that you can use to prove me wrong? Weird, I don't remember reading about anything like that. Where did you learn this method? Wait, it's called what? My heart's doing that thing again. Does that mean that I passed? You were waiting for me to say something? So you feel like this too? That's really good news, actually. Goodness. So that means I'm not broken, right? That's I guess I still have a lot to learn. Do you think you could keep teaching me, maybe? Oh, I'm smiling. That's weird. Hello. It's Tanuki. Thank you so much for listening to the full audio. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like or drop a comment. You can tell me what you enjoyed or what I could do better, or just tell me how you like to take your coffee, because now I'm curious. Or subscribe, hit the bell, do all of that juicy goodness. Sorry. This audio was a little different, difficult to record, because if you couldn't tell, my voice is a little different. It's a little, I'm not sick, I promise. Maybe you couldn't even tell, but yesterday was an emotional day, so it's just a little hoarse. I personally enjoy cold characters, and in TV shows and stuff. Like, I'm sure in real life that would probably be pretty rough, pretty bad, pretty not fun, not being in touch with your emotions. But in shows, it's entertaining to watch. I thought for entertainment value, maybe of character that fit the voice that I'm currently feeling right now. This is what I came up with for that. Regardless, it is important to be in touch with your emotions, and I don't want to get too off track. Goodness, being your authentic self is pretty cool, in my personal opinion. Tanuki official. Anyway, sorry. My thoughts are all over the place. I don't think I have too much else to say, so I'm just going to call it here. Wish you an amazing, lovely rest of your night, and dreams that are as sweet as you are. Hope to have you back soon as well. But for now, good night, sweet dreams.